Hi, Vinny.
Hi, Vinny.
Hi, Lattice. Hi, Em. How you guys doing?
Time to spin the wheel, but hit the like for luck.
Yes, so we're going to spin the wheel. But the reason why we have Vinny in the background is Vinny came up with this idea where he was telling us not to spin the wheel.
What?
Yep, that was my reaction. Now, whilst M is spinning the wheel, Vinny, tell us about this crazy idea of yours. Why are you saying we shouldn't be spinning the wheel?
Well, I'm putting a lot of thinking into this lately, and it takes a lot more time to get your equipment than it does to get Commander, if you really think about it. Uh, Coming down to it, you got to get yourself into a nice place with a Commander that you can use, but once you get to that point, you should probably switch full force all the way over to equipment.
Okay. So are you saying that we should be spinning every 10 at least, or are you saying don't spin at all?
So I think you should probably spin to unlock, really. So if you have a commander that you need to unlock that fits with a pair that you know is pairing with something you already have, that's really important to definitely unlock that commander. But it gets to a point where even when you're rolling attempting to spin the wheel all the way up to 100 spins, for me at least, I am super unlucky. I get maybe 30 universal sculpture. I'm sorry, 30 sculptures from any wheel I do, no matter what.
Mm,
So at
yeah.
that point, I start thinking to myself, well, I'm VIP 14. I'm getting 3 sculptures a day. I can get that in 10 days. So am I really worth spinning this wheel for 70 plus thousand gems? It's hard. It's a hard decision.
This is M from editing. Look at the top left. Every time Vinny speaks, it looks like his girlfriend is kissing him. Drop a like for Vinny and his girlfriend.
Like for a loving couple sounds like a good idea. Let's go back to the video. Vinny, you're saying just do the 10 spins and save the gems for VIP. And are you saying do the material events, or are you saying do the material events up to the 10 spin?
I've even taken it a step farther to try and even math out a few things because again, my luck is unfortunately extends to every spinning event there is. So I have to consider how bad my eggs are, how bad the big events are. Esmeralda, she's just terrible for me. I don't even spin her anymore at all, actually.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because when you go into the VIP shop, specifically, you get these materials at a really good rate every single week. Um,
Yeah, that's the 600 gems for purple chest, right?
yeah, 600 gems per, and that is four of those equal one legendary. And
Yeah.
it really comes down to some math I did for that. Is one purple material takes off 18 hours until you earn your actual
Hmm.
legendary equipment. So every purple material, 18 hours. That's what I came up with.
I have to somewhat agree with you on that because Esmeralda, I stopped doing more than 10. Even the egg event, I don't think I do more than 10 frequently. And
Hmm.
that's to do with how the drop rate, what Lilith actually says the drop rate is, it doesn't feel like that's actually the rate. I keep getting speed ups that I don't need, and keep getting, what's it called? Resource pick chests and all that.
It,
So it does kind of makes sense. Now, the other thing that you mentioned about VIP, so I think in my case, I'm VIP 15, so I don't need to put more gems in VIP. But then you mentioned that we should be looking at putting gems into VIP to level up. Is that one of the recommendations?
I do think so, and even to the extent of maybe more than gems, depending on how many gems you have. If you're a mid spender, you're probably gonna want to put
Mm,
gems in there to catch that up as quick as possible to benefit from the 3 sculptures and all of the other
mm.
bonuses you get just from the VIP exclusive buffs that come along the way as well.
Okay. So for a player who is under VIP 15, what you're recommending is do the wheel up to 10, the rest of the gems, save till more than gems come up, and that's when you pump in those gems into VIP so that you get to VIP 15 faster. Prioritize that over commander wheels.
Yes, and Speaking on that, when I know on my free to play account, I think to myself, what do I spend those gems on? And it's really hard not to buy like the books for the castle upgrades and things like that on more than
Yeah.
gems. But the truth is, it's what is in my mind, what is the point of working towards that T5 when you don't got a commander that can support it? That's kind of my thought there.
That is true. But then saying that, Vinny, because we are talking about commanders, would you not want to spin the wheel to get the commanders? So at what stage would you say you have good enough commanders so that you don't have to spin the wheel as much anymore? If
You
that
know,
makes sense.
it does, it does. So it's like, at what point is commander really viable? And I think that's a question I'm struggling with a lot lately. And I think it really depends on what kind of spender you are in the game, whether it's free to play, low, mid, or high. And what it comes
Mm,
down to is, if you're a low spender, you need to get a commander there's plenty of videos out there that tell you what pairings go together and what might be viable. I think you even have a few of those ones as well. Um,
yeah, yeah.
get in a few of those to like 5-5-1-1 for maybe Alexander the Great, pairing
Mm,
with Guan or a few other things like that, and then focusing towards saving. Now, the detriment there is, I even noticed that my Alexander the Great, I made a little bit of a change. I decided that I didn't want him at all. I thought, you know what? I don't think he's as good as everyone says he is. I didn't spin the wheel
mm,
more than maybe 40 times total.
mm.
um, I ended up changing my mind, expertising him, and I did that in about 3 months after I decided not to. So that kind of changed my mind and my perspective even a little bit more, because usually I would spin that commander wheel, and I don't think I really got there that much quicker, to be honest,
Yeah.
even without spinning it.
Yeah. So in general, based on your calculations, you're recommending if you get to VIP, what VIP level do you start getting three heads? Is it 14 or 15? Do you know?
It's 14 for 3 heads, but 15 I think has a few
The
bonuses in
hospital,
there. Yeah, that are really good.
yeah, the 50% healing speed, I think that's the one you get at 15. That's significant. Okay.
Yeah.
So even if we're talking about VIP 14 or 15, 14 being the three gold heads, so what you're saying is the amount of gems we generally spend on wheels, if you're doing full spins, or even if you're doing just up to the 100 for the chest, that amount initially is better invested into VIP, and then the value of the commander gold heads is going to be roughly equal, but then the added bonus is you get the benefits that comes from VIP.
Yep. And the long-term benefits of that. Think of like spinning the wheel as they're gone.
Mm,
You get those useless items that you'll never even use. That's even worse.
mm,
It's even less value for those spins. And again, back to my bad luck, I regularly get things I don't really want. So,
yeah.
um, one thing that I even thought of was having 15 materials cost 9,000 gems from the VIP shop.
Mm,
And if I think about that, that's making my legendary build go 12 days faster.
yeah.
So if I math that out and I do that across 8 weeks, which is how many 72,000 gems cost, I'm
Mm,
actually saving over like 90 days to get 90 days of towards material, towards legendary equipment built, compared to about 30 days for the sculptures I would have got for those same gems.
yeah.
If that
Now
makes
that
sense, I guess. Worded it kind of
it
weird.
does. So I think for a big spender, again, obviously this is not a conversation because you'll have the gems to do everything and
Right.
you'll naturally get to the VIP level. For a medium spender, which is where I kind of count myself, and I do have that struggle in terms of whether to spin the wheel or put the gems in Esmeralda or Egg Event or whatever it may be. And at some stage, you feel like you have 5 solid marches, and then that question comes, do you want to upgrade the marches or do you rather invest the gems into equipment, which is more longer lasting? Because equipment you can carry over to a newer commander if you at some stage decide to play with the newer one, right?
Yep, exactly. And you know, uh, that comes into play of like even refining. You know, if you get lucky and you hit a special talent
Mhm.
on one of these, that just makes this value go up so much more. Actually,
Oh,
um,
Matt, you can give
yeah,
up on that though, because 30 legendary crafted, I got 2. That's the standard that we have. Now, looking at the current wheel, as we were speaking with you, M was spinning the wheel, and M didn't get much of a luck with the wheel. And surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, the overall number of heads that she had,
Only 35 today, including the chest.
that's from the full 62 spins that you can do on day 1, and it includes the chests that you get. Now, Vinny, last question for you. Out of the 4 commanders that you have, even if you do the 10 spins, which one are you looking at?
I would be going for no matter what. I'd be getting William for myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best commander. That's probably
Yep.
the best have commander on the wheel, because I would say Saladin is the best, but Saladin is MG, and you
Right.
can buy him from daily chests and all that as well. Legendary Tavern as well. Let me see whether I can summarize your recommendations or point of view in couple lines. So the first one would be, with your gems, get to VIP 15 first, and until you go to VIP 15, only spin up to 10 per wheel so that you can unlock the commanders. And the second recommendation is, once you're VIP 15, unless a commander like William comes along that's universally good, focus more on spending in the VIP shop and get materials rather than playing events such as Will and events such as Esmeralda, where your luck generally is much worse than what the probability says.
Yeah. At least it feels that
Yeah.
way. I
Yeah.
think the only thing I would add is just for like if you need those blueprints, you definitely want to
Mhm.
spin that egg. But other than that, you know, if you got them waiting around, there's not even much point to spin it. Just go for the materials; they're guaranteed.
Yeah. Now, sounds good, mate. Thank you for your thought. I'm sure there will be people that can relate to it. And guys, any of you, if you found this valuable, the conversation that we had, or if you'd like to find out from other players their opinion and such, then please feel free to like and subscribe so that you can get more of these videos.
Don't forget the comment section, guys, because we actually read and reply them. And don't forget the notification button, because then you'll know when we come up with another video, which is daily.